Hi, good morning. I wanted to talk today about feeling good and that it's okay. It's good to feel good. I was also thinking I would pay so much money to feel good. And I have. Actually, I've invested tens of thousands of dollars into my own healing process. And I was just thinking how that investment has paid off in so many dividends because I feel really good today. And I have been feeling good. And I think part of that is, what's coming up for me is the post that I posted yesterday, or 2 days ago, which was about if someone else's behavior is responsible for your serenity, you're screwed. Hashtag take back your power. That's totally been a theme in my life, is to know that my serenity and my life is my responsibility. And it can change, and I can change. And I didn't actually ever think that it was possible to feel this good, even though there are times when I have contradictory feelings. But I also know that I can put myself first. And so that's really where I was going with this, is putting yourself first and being selfish. Oh, and the idea of people pleasing, all this stuff is kind of tying together. And I've been going on jogs in the morning. It's just magnificent. It's going to Prospect Park and jogging, and it just feels good. And I feel good and connected. And how good is it to feel good? And know that if you're not feeling worthy, if you're not feeling good in your own skin, that is, in my experience, that is your soul letting you know that it really wants to feel good and something is out of alignment. And to listen to that voice within. And that means taking some time for yourself, which is kind of what I was talking about, I think, when I was mentioning people pleasing, as if everything has to come before you. No, you really need to come before you. You really need to come before you. You really need to come before you. You do. You need to come before everybody else. You need to come first. And by the way, you also don't need to come first. It just depends, how good do you want to feel? That's really what it's dependent on. Because so many times I'll put everything above me, even my job. Because sometimes I'm late because of me just taking really good care of myself and going for a jog. And I must have called it into my life to have a job that's really flexible, and then also be able to do what I absolutely love doing, which is coaching people and feeling so good and connecting. I was doing my business card yesterday, and it was about activating emotional and spiritual growth. That's what I help people do. That's amazing. And I feel like exactly what I was born to do. And it took me years and years and years to figure that out. And what I want to say is take good care of yourself. You feeling good is the most important thing. It really, really is. And I'm not talking about addictive goods, a good where you do something for a short amount of time that gives you a temporary feeling of numbness. That's not a really good feeling inside. A good feeling is completely being connected to yourself and connected to the higher part of your soul and just being in alignment with yourself. And you are worth it. And you may be really, really busy, and you may have a lot going on, and you may have nothing going on. But whatever it is, you can always, if you would like to, take a walk in nature. Think about what the path of least resistance would be in terms of whatever situation is coming up for you. Sometimes it might be to be wrong, to allow yourself to be wrong or to compromise, but whatever it is, sometimes it might also be that you need to put yourself first and take responsibility and ownership for the situation that you're in, and understand that even your kids are not responsible for how you feel. This happens so much where I think people just put this responsibility on their children just subconsciously. Like, if they don't feel good, I don't feel good. And it's kind of backwards, because really what they're wanting is you to feel good. They need that. They need you to feel good. They need you to put yourself first. And then again, what is that needing? You know, that, I think it's a wanting and a yearning. And just think that you are screwed if you think that your kids or your boss or your spouse or your friend is responsible. And if you're doing that, if you're feeling bad, it means that your power somehow has gotten lost, like a balloon that somebody put a pin in, and then it's just deflating. And it's deflating and deflating, and that's where your power is going out. So it's like, well, how do I take a piece of Scotch tape and put it on so that way I can retain my power? And that is taking responsibility for your life, and that is taking some time for yourself and thinking, what do you need right now to get into a better feeling place? What would you like to create in your life? How would you like to feel? And what if you took that time to give yourself exactly what you needed and took back your power? Sometimes it has to be falling in love. Like for me, sometimes if something happens and I'm upset about something, I sometimes have to fall in love with the fact that this is actually happening. Sometimes I have to be grateful for the pain, so that way I could shift it into something that is not actually holding me hostage. And so if something is upsetting you, what if you just turned the switch on and just flipped it, and instead of feeling powerless, you get powerful and start falling in love even with what you don't like. That's how you can take back your power. Like, that's one way. That is one tool to use to take back your power, is to get back in touch with yourself. Think about what you need, and can you absolutely love whatever the situation is, so that way you can feel good. And even, it's funny, like even detached from what's going on, because it's so good to feel good. I don't know. That's what I had going on today. It's just feeling really good. So, and it's funny, as the better that I feel, the more I feel this like, oh, well, everybody can feel so good. And that's true. But I'm only going to be sharing my experience and some tools that I have found, and I hope it's helpful. And God bless.